Hello students, welcome to our YouTube channel Edu-Based Learning. Today I am going to discuss about the last 11 years question analysis on shares and dividends. Yes, you are hearing it correct. It is last 11 years, not the 10 years, because I have started from 2010 and ended it at 2020. So total 11 years, how the question has came on the shares and dividends, and along with which subparts it has been came and how it was its format, etc. I will discuss about it in this particular video. So stay with us from the very beginning to up to the end and see it as in whole. Though I will discuss about the solution of the particular questions, along with I will give the hint if possible the about the questions whatever I am going to show you on the screen. And if you want, you can also make it pause and then you can calculate it by yourself. That will practice you the whole of the 10 years, and you will get an whole of the idea how the question has came in the last 11 years, and you will get an particular overview about the questions. This is our first question. This question has came in the year 2010. So this question, it has been written that the Vivek invests rupees 4500 in 8% rupees 10 shares at rupees 15. He sells the shares when the price rises to rupees 30 and invests the proceeds in 12% rupees 100 shares at rupees 125. Calculate the sale proceeds, the number of rupees 125 shares he buys, change his annual income from the dividend. So you can pause the video and you can do it by yourself, or I will solve it again here. And actually I will give the hint about the solution, and if you want you can so the in further the solutions you can go my previous video regarding the shares and dividends. There I have shown some very 10 to 12 examples there, and then I have showed the solution of this type of particular questions. There you can find it, and before that you may visit to my another theory part about the shares and dividends. So here you can see that a person, the Vivek, is named. He has invested this 4500. So this one is the investment. That one is the investment. And 8% rupees shares. 8%. 8% is the rate of dividend. So that one is the rate. And rupees 10 shares, you know, this is the face value. That one is the face value. And rupees 15, that is the market value. And when the price rose to rupees 30, that means the market value has rise up from 15 to rupees 30. Then he sold the shares, and whatever the amount he has got, he invested the whole thing into the 12% rupees 100 shares at rupees 125. So he has invested in another share which is given the rate of the dividend, that is 12%, and the face value is 100. And the market value is rupees 125. Now you have to calculate the sale profit. So sale profit means how much amount he has collected after selling the previous share. So first of all, you can see that the number of share he have purchased in the previous investment, it is not given. So you can easily find out the number of shares by using the formula that investment by the market value. That means this 4500 by 15. 4500 by 15. If you do so, you can find out that this is 300. So 300 shares he has purchased in the first investment. Then he has sold all the 300 shares. At rupees 30. So the sale proceeds will be the number of shares whatever he have going to sell, and then multiplied to the rise in the new market value, that is 30. So total will be 9000. So you got the first answer, the sale proceeds. Now this 9000 he has invested in the second investment, which is the face value of 100 and market value is 125. Now you have to calculate the number of shares whichever he buys at rupees 125. That means now for the second answer you have to divide this 9000 again, as you have to find out the market value. So you know the formula that investment equals to number of share into market value. So from that formula you can easily find out the market value. That is market value equals to investment by number of by the shares, the number of this shares he has buys. So this 125 by dividing this one, you can easily get the answer that it is 40. So he has purchased the it will not be actually not the 41. The answer will be if you cancel it further, that the answer will become that 8. That means 80. So the answer, you will see that it will be 80, or not exactly 80. Just do the cancellation. Okay, so if you do the cancellation, you will see that if you get that 5 to 25, and then now by again doing the 5, that is 1800. So again by 25, if you cancel, this 180 will give that 7 and then 2, so 72. Total 72 number of shares he has purchased. And now the change in his annual income from the dividend. So change of his annual income from dividend means how much his annual income as a dividend has changed. So from the first investment, you can easily find out the dividend by using the formula that the dividend equals to face value into number of share into rate of dividend. And then again, already in the second investment, you have already got the 12% at the rate of dividend 100, and already you have got number of share, that is 72. So by using this, you can easily find out the annual income also. Now change means if you can see the second investment, the annual income is more than the first investment, just do the subtraction, then you can see the change of the annual income. And this question has came in the 2010 in the section B part, where you have get the optional part. So and along with this question here, it was given the one question from the construction and another question from the trigonometry. So along with the construction and trigonometry, this question was came in the 2010 at section B. Now we'll go for the question for the 2011. This is the question of 2011. It was came along with the matrix and similarity also in the section B. So you can see that maximum of the questions are coming from the section B as well as for the 2011 question along with the matrix and similarity. Now in this question, you can see that Mr. Parekh invested some amount on rupees 100 shares at a discount of rupees 20, paying 8% dividend. So I hope you all know the meaning of this numbers, that 52,000, there is the investment. Already it is mentioned that invested 52,000, that is the investment. Rupees 100, that is the face value, at a discount of rupees 20. That means you have to find out the market value. Here to find the market value, the clue is given that at a discount of rupees 20. Here you can see that rupees 20 is already mentioned here. So that means you have to calculate the market value by doing the simple calculation, that market value equals to face value, that was 100, minus 20, discount, so I have put the minus, so rupees 80, that is the market value. Already I have shown you that how to calculate the market value whenever it is given in rupees or it is given in percentage, so on, or otherwise you can check my previous video. There I have already mentioned about the market value, how to calculate it. And you can see that 8% dividend, so rate of dividend is also given. At the end of 1 year, he sells the shares at a premium of rupees 20. So when he is going to sold the shares, then he sold them at rupees 20. So you can see that two types of market values are given. One, when he was going to purchase the share, the market value was rupees 80, and when he was going to sold the shares, the market value was rupees 20 at premium. That means that should be added. So 100 plus 20, that means rupees 120. That was the market value. Now you can see that again the number of shares is not given. So you can find out the number of shares by easily, that investment by market value. So if you do so, then you can find out the number of shares, that 52,000 by rupees 80 as the market value. 00 will be cancelled out. Now if you divide the 5200 by 8, you will get 650. So 650 number of shares he has purchased. Now you have to find out the annual dividend. That means simply the dividend. So use the formula, the number of shares, that is 650, into the face value, that is 100, and rate of dividend, that is 8%. So If you do the calculation, you will easily find out the annual dividend. Now the profit earned including his dividend. Why is sell the profit earned? Because he is going to sell the shares. That means when you are going to selling this all the 650 shares, he will sold them at the market value. So his profit earned. So his profit means you have to calculate first how much amount he has accumulated when he has sold all the shares. So fund he has accumulated, that is 650 into rupees 120, that much of amount he will get when he sold all the shares. And now he has invested 52,000, but he has got that much of amount of money, 650 into 120. So you can see the 650 into 120 must be larger than 52,000. So that much of amount of money is the profit. So on his investment he got this much of money along with the dividend. Though already you have calculated the dividend in the first portion, so add the dividend with the profit whatever you have got by subtracting that much of value with the 52,000. So that will be the profit earned including his dividend. So that was the question for the 2011. Very easy. And if you see it very minutely and if you go through it very word to word by copying the meaning of it, and you will going to consume the meaning of it, then you will can easily understand the meaning of the question and you will easily get to solve it. Okay, now we'll go for the next year, 2012. This the question came in the 2012 along with the similarity and ratio and proportion. So also the 3 marks question here. The question says that a man invests 9600 on rupees 100 shares at rupees 80. If the company pays him 18% dividend, then find the number of shares he buys, total dividend, his percentage return. This is a very straightforward question. You can see that directly the investment it is given 9600, face value 100, market value 80, and the rate of dividend. All the details are given. All the details. You don't need to find out any of this, any of the other things that in the previous question you can see that somewhere I have to find out the market value, but it is directly it is given the market value as rupees 80. Number of shares yes buys, directly put the formula that market that the total investment that 9600, the investment 9600 by the market value that is 80. If we calculate, you can get 120. So 120 shares the person has bought and his total dividend. So directly put the formula that number of share, that's 120, and face value 100 and the rate 18%, all are given. So 100 is the face value, 18% rate of dividend. Just put them and you will find out the dividend accordingly. And his percentage return, return percentage, you know the formula. The return percentage means the investment, how much of amount he has invested, 9600 investment by dividend, whatever you have calculated from the part 2, that will be put here, and then by into 100. Then you can easily get the percent return on the shares. So this is a very straightforward question it is given in the 2012. So I hope you can do the solution of it. So next we will go for our next year, 2013. The question here you can see on the display. This is the question came in the year 2013. It is a 4 marks question, and along with there was the linear inequalities and banking. So you can see that from the very beginning that the questions is combining with the various types of questions along with them. So it is quite not predictable that in which part or in which along with the which questions it will came. It was also came in the section B. So the question states that the Salman buys 50 shares of the face value rupees 100 available at rupees 132. What is his investment? If the dividend is 7.5%, what will be his annual income? And if he wants to increase his annual income by rupees 150, how many extra shares should he buy? So that is a directly straightforward question. You can see if you can find out this question in your mathematics book, Understanding the Mathematics by ML Agarwal. So here you can see the question. So I have already explained the solution of this one in my previous video, in which I have given the solutions of 10 to 12 questions. So there also you can find out the solution in direct way or in the broad way. So here I will explain it for you again. So here you can see that he buys the 50 shares. So number of share is 50, and when the face value is rupees 100 and the market value is rupees 132, find out the investment. So you know the formula that investment means the number of share into market value. That means 50 into 132. If you multiply those, you can get easily find out the investment. Now if the dividend is 7.5%, so that is the rate of dividend. So you need to find out the what will be his annual income. That is the dividend. Annual income means the dividend. So you know the formula, the dividend equals to total number of shares, that is 50, the face value, that is 100, and the rate of dividend, that is 7.5%. By putting them and you can do the calculation, you will easily get the annual income. If he wants to increase his annual income by rupees 150, whatever the annual income he has got in the number 2, if you want to increase the rupees 150 more, that means you have to add those two numbers, whatever the amount you have got in the number 2 and with the 150, that will be the total annual income now he wants, and let x number of shares he have to buy extra to gain this much of money. This is 150 amount of annual income if you want to raise. So now whenever you are going to put the formula that the dividend equals to number of share into face value into rate. Okay, so here the change will be the dividend means that you have added the annual income you have got in the number 2 plus 150, you have to put it here, and then in the number of share you have to write 50 plus x, and then face value as usual the 100 and the rate, that is again the 7.5%, and then if you calculate you will get the value of the x. That will be the answer, that how much of extra shares should he buy. That will be the answer. So very easy, just the last part is very little bit tricky. So if you overcome this one, then you can easily get the 4 marks very easily. And just in like this you have to just practice it more and more, and just watch the videos, you will learn from there as usual. So now I'll move to the next one, that is the problem number 5 in our today's explanation, and which came in the year 2014. This is the question number 5 for our today's explanation. It came in the year 2014 along with the equation of straight line and the mensuration. Combining with the equation of straight line and mensuration, this question was came of 3 marks, and this question states Salman, I don't know who this person is. Okay, so Salman invests a sum of money in rupees 50 shares paying 15% dividend quoted at 20% premium. If his annual dividend is rupees 600, calculate the number of shares he bought, his total investment, and the rate of return in his investment. So if you're going to calculate, then you can easily find out that the total number of shares, that is 50, again it is given as the previous question, and the 15% dividend, that is rate of dividend, that is 15%, quoted at 20% premium. That means if we can take the face value as rupees 100, though it is not given in here, so we will take the face value as rupees 100. So if the face value is rupees 100, then the market value, if we have to calculate for the percentage part, then it will be 100 plus 20 by 100 into 100. So why I have done this, you can easily find out in my previous video wherever I have shown you how to calculate the market value. So you will get rupees 120. So now here the annual dividend also given, the rupees 600. The number of shares he bought, that one is needed. From the very beginning, I have shown you from the previous questions that number of shares I have find out by using the simple formula that investment by market value. But here the investment is not given. Instead of this, the annual dividend is given. So we will use that formula, that dividend formula. In the annual dividend, dividend equals to face value into number of share into rate of dividend. So in the dividend we will put the value 600, in the face value we will take 100, and the rate, that is 15%, and the number of share we will keep it as it is, or you can take as x. So from that you can easily find out the value of x, and that will be the answer for the first one, the total number of shares he has bought. his total investment. So investment, now the number of shares you have got from the 1, and now already you have got the market value 120. So 120 into that much of number of shares, if you multiply, that will be the total investment. Rate of return, direct put the formula, that investment by dividend, investment by dividend, you have got into sorry, the I've said it's quite wrong. That will be dividend by investment. So the dividend by investment, if you put into 100, that will be the rate of return that you will got after on his investment. Okay, so that was the question for 2014, which was came along with the equation straight line and mensuration. So I hope you can solve it very easily. So you can do it by yourself also. Now again, our next question number 6 for our today's explanation, that will be for year 2015. This is the question which came in the year 2015, that Rohit invested rupees 9600 on rupees 100 shares at rupees 20 premium, paying 8% dividend. So here you can see there is the investment 9600 and rupees 100, that is the face value, 20 as premium. That means if the face value is given 100, so that is the market value is 120. So paying 8% dividend, rate of dividend is given. Rohit sold the shares when the price rose to rupees 160. Again, you can see this is the it is going to memorize your first sum that was explained in the problem 1 and 2, where price is rising and he is selling the shares. So he invested the proceeds. Again, the proceed means you know how to find out. I have explained in the first question that how to find the sale proceeds. And in the next share, which is giving a 10% rate of dividend, 50 as the face value, and market value is rupees 40. Original number of shares, that means how much of shares first you have purchased. So you can easily find out the number of shares by taking the investment 9600 divide the rupees 120. So you will get 80 number of shares he has originally purchased. And now the sale proceeds. So he was going to sold those shares, those all 80 shares at rupees 160. So sales price will be 80 into 160. He will get the amount of that he will collect by selling those shares. And then the new number of shares. So that much of amount the sale proceeds he has got, that is the investment for the second type of shares. So that was the investment for the second share, and the market value is already given 40. So if you divide the sale proceed by the 40, you will get the new number of shares. And then the change in two dividends. So from the first investment you have to calculate the dividend, and the second investment again you have to calculate the dividend, and then you have to find out how much the dividend has changed. So very easy. So if you take it or you can absorb the whole theory part, or you have seen the others videos and you have practiced it very well, so then you can easily find out the problems and easily can sort out the turnings or the whatever the datas are given there, how to use them. Then you can easily solve the questions also. So in this particular video I have just explained from the very beginning for 2010 to up to 2015. So all this total of the 6 years already I have explained. So the 5 more years are going to further. So just keep visiting and just try to learn this more and more and practice it very easily. So on our next video I will explain the rest of the years. I have told you in the very beginning that we are going to express the 11 years. So I will give the rest of the years in our in my next video. So just keep watching and just follow us and practice it very well. Okay, until the next video comes, until then, bye bye.